Alright, Uncle from Tactical Gamer here. I'm going to walk you through in a few video lessons how to use the template I created to start to edit Tactical Battlefield or TacBF missions. So here is the file that I'm sharing on the Dropbox, and there will be a link to it. You'll grab that and basically extract it to your documents, ArmA 3 other profiles, into your player name that you're doing your editing in your multiplayer missions, and I might have a couple in here I've been working on, and extract it into here, and that's what it's going to look like inside that folder. Okay, so once you've got that done, you will be able to open it up in the editor, and let's do that. Okay, now. Here I am in my mission editor. It doesn't matter what difficulty I'm going to use at the moment. I'm going to select Altus because that's where I created this template for. Scroll down to the TB section and look for the TB Assault and Secure Template revision 0 I've created, and click Edit. So in the editor it won't look like a whole lot. I've got all of the blue 4 players. Each tactical battlefield mission will have 50 players on one side and 50 players on the other side. So I like to open up and resave, because then I don't have to, if you merge missions, then you have to make all these units playable again, and that's just honestly a pain in the neck. So that's why I start with a real stripped down template and then start adding in objects that I'll want later. And I will enable markers. When I'm creating missions, I'll use a Zeus Game Master module, set it to only be accessible by someone who's logged in as admin, or if you run it as on a client host, you automatically get that. That way I can fly around and make sure the placement of objects and that are good. So let's see what's going on here. We can see my first zone is Zone 1, okay, and we're going to name each zone by numbers, and Zone 1 has a flag 1. Zone 1 is going to be the blue 4 base, and I need a respawn marker there for the respawns to happen, and then I've got a base weapons and ammo crate, which is going to give you base deployment, kit selections, and squad management. All those kinds of options that you get at the main base are provided by using one of these objects. It's a TB, it's an object of type TB ammo crates, and easy to select from that list of other things as well. Okay, so that is our Zone 1. It's real simple. You take a Zone 2. There it is, Zone 2. Zone 2 is owned by the blue team, so I've made it blue at the start of the mission. Name it Zone 2. Okay, grab a TB object type and flag blue. Name it Flag 2 for Zone 2. And that is all you really need. Pick an interesting location. I've got some fortifications here, and create a zone. It can be of any dimension, or a rectangle or ellipse. You want it to fill it solid, and there you go. Zone 3 here in this mission, as I created as color for a team neutral, and named it Zone 3. It's kind of small, so I really would want to consider making it a little bigger for when larger player counts get in there. This mission would be completely unplayable due to that small zone. It would be a real pain in the neck. And then I've got a Zone 4, which was owned by the Op 4 team. Really, each team is only going to have to capture 2 zones in order to win this mission. It's just a real simple demonstrator. So Zone 4 was Team Red, and has a flag of red type named Flag 4. Op 4 base was exactly the same kind of thing. I had moved it off to the side there, so I'll move them back right into the base. Alright. Now you want to double check, because sometimes there's objects laying around like old vehicles and stuff like that. You want to make sure that you don't have conflicts like that when you place objects. I would look real quickly at this mission and see that the Op 4 base is a little bit further away from their first flag than, or the blue 4 base a little bit further away. That looks pretty comparable. I'm not going to split hairs on that. A little bit more open area to get to that blue 4 base, so that's going to be a bit of an unfair advantage, isn't it? So we might consider doing something different with our zones. I might even consider, let's do this. Put these guys down here. Something like that. There we go. That makes it at least a little more interesting. Maybe right in here. Cool. And we'll put that flag out here in the open. And in that case, I might even consider moving my basin a little closer. Good enough. Alright, that should play out a little more evenly. Now, what I need to do is I'm going to save the mission now with a new name. What's the name of this town? Pyrgos. So I would just change this to Pyrgos. Anything, right? I just need a little qualifier in here. Let me know when you're choosing missions. I want to know this is a tactical battlefield mission, that it's an assault and secure type mission, and that it's for a tiny area. So very small. I can't remember what the dimensions are exactly for tactical battlefield, but I know this is a very small mission area. And so I'm going to go 20 versus 20 players is what I'm designing this for. Okay, I'm just going to select that, copy that, select OK, and here you give a description, right, and we can get into the spit and polish on that later. You basically just say infantry only, no FO, only rally points, because I didn't enable any forward bases and that sort of thing. Now I'm going to save it. Basically is the same type of thing. That'd be good, except for my file name. I want to know that I've made this for the RHS mod as well. So I'm going to add that in there. I've reached the maximum character count. There. And now I've saved it. Okay, let's go back out and do a few things with the text. Template. To work with this template, I'm going to need to open up my template folder. Alright, select all these files, and I'm going to exclude, oh, pardon me, I'm going to select all of them, but I'm going to press Control and select the mission SQM file, because I do not want to copy over the mission SQM file I just created. Copy those files, go back up, and now find the new folder I just created. Pyrgos Fight is the one I just created, and you can see it's only got the mission SQM file. So I'm going to paste into there, and there's everything I need right there, right? So I'm just going to edit the description, and for now I'm not going to worry about anything other than actually not going to worry about any of this. It's going to give me the wrong mission name in that, but we'll fix that later. And that should be it. Okay. We're back in the editor, and we can just run this now and see how it works. Alright, select a player. It has the right name, tells me the description I wrote in there before. And we will load in. Gives me a bit of a briefing. Press M to go to my map, get rid of that little display, lower my weapon. I'm going to press Shift and left Windows key, get into my admin options. Since I'm hosting on my own computer, on my client, I've already got admin abilities, so I'm just going to enable general debug mode, because if I don't, my difficulty settings on my client are going to be not suitable for hosting a player versus player game, and the mod will detect that and automatically shut the mission down, so people can't be running servers with third person enabled and that sort of thing. So I'm going to enable fast zone capture as another option here, and the rest of it we'll get into later. Okay, so I press escape, And here we go. See, it's telling me that this server settings are unsuitable for player versus player gameplay. But in a minute, because I enabled debug mode, it will bypass shutting the mission down. I have that game, that Zeus game module in the mission, so that while I'm editing, I can just check the placement of things. So there is my Blue 4 base. Nothing seems to be conflicting so far. Fly down to, that used to be a zone. I moved it over to here. So I should see it. So as you can see, this is just how I make sure the placement of things is alright. I've got some trucks here in the middle, so I would go back to my editor and make sure my players aren't in between this very middle area where I've got some objects that are placed already on the actual map of Altus itself. So there we go. To debug, anyway, you would be able to teleport with fast teleport around, and then capture these zones and test that everything fired the way it was supposed to, and you end the mission. As we can now, because battle prep just ended. So, teleport. Yeah, that doesn't mean there's anybody at my doorbell. That just means that dinner's ready. All the way down the stairs. So you can see, Bravo has been captured by Blue 4, and our next attack point is Charlie. Again, I would teleport me over to there. Fast capture captures the zone, and as soon as I touch the flag, that would be the end of the mission. It's a very small mission for very few players.
Objective secured. Good work out there.
It doesn't always fire right away, but there you go.
Objective secured. Good work out there. Papa Bear out.
There'll be more lessons on how to get more in depth and create more zones. This is Uncle from Tactical Gamer, teaching you how to do tactical battlefield missions.